morning, YouTube. I'm Dr. Tori, and today I wanted to do my second post. I know it's been a while since I've posted. This is Mental Health Awareness Month, and I wanted to share some actual information and some tidbits that can help us all move through this as women. I focus primarily and work primarily with women here in the Atlanta area. One of the things that I noticed, and even with myself, is that most of us are struggling greatly with not just anxiety and depression, but we're also struggling with not having our self-care as we did prior to the pandemic. What I wanted to share with you today was my little secret weapon. I'll be a little transparent again. About 2-3 years ago, I had a really bad car accident, which resulted in some serious injury to my spine and my tailbone. And when the pandemic hit, just sitting around the house, eating, doing what everybody's doing, trying to cope, trying to manage through food therapy. I put on some extra pounds, and I decided, I got to do something about this. I was starting to feel depressed, starting to feel really sad, starting to feel a lot, as always, more anxious than normal. So reached out to a really awesome lady. I can't say enough great things about her. I've known her close to 30 years. I can't believe I said that, but almost 30 years. Went to high school together, and we connected and stayed connected over the years. She's a personal trainer. She's a certified nutritionist, coach, a Reiki master. She does meditation. And I have to say, after us coming together and actually working through her virtual practice, I've been able to shed some pounds, get strength back in my spine and my tailbone, get depression off of me, and actually feel like myself again. For you ladies who are mature women, you all know how as we transition through this whole hormonal thing, we lose our sense of self, we lose our sense of sexy, and we lose our sense of feeling normal. And so after contacting Ouida and getting myself back in line, I feel great, I'm sleeping better. We have worked on everything from diet, exercise, supplements. It has been absolutely awesome 10 months and counting. I'm still working with it. And so I just wanted to share my little secret and my jewel with you all today. So Ouida, thank you for being with me.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so honored.
It's great to have you.
Thank you. I got into the nutrition, fitness, wellness business after 16 years of being in the mortgage industry, and decided to transition starting with nutrition due to my parents. My parents were elderly. They were ill. My father had heart issues. My mother had cancer. And so I figured, I've got to help them. And nutrition was the best way to do it. They were on a lot of medication. And I learned a lot from that because I may be predisposed to the same issues, right? So I wanted to make sure I get all of my things in order. And at the same time, I was going through a lot of life-changing circumstances, like a divorce. And I found fitness to be my friend. I've always worked out. And so I took it a step further, said I want to get, trained in it, certified in it, and work with women. And so bring it up to present, that's what I do now. And I'm passionate about women understanding it starts in your mind first. So I'm very honored to give Mental Health Awareness Month to be a part of that, because if you don't get the mind right, then it's definitely hard to visualize where you're going with your body. And the other part is that you can use fitness as a catalyst to meet other goals in your life. It's not something that everybody wants to do.
Yes.
So you have to make it fun. And so that's what I have tried to do. I think you have serious talk as to what your why is. And we hear this. We hear advocates of health and fitness talk about this all the time. Why are you doing it? And when you get really clear on the why, everything else falls into place. And everyone's why is different. As your friend in fitness, your support, because that's what I am, I ask that question, what is your why? And then the second part is what's going to keep your why going. Managing your weight, everyone technically can lose weight. But there's something about weight that comes from another place. And we've talked about that.
Absolutely.
With the mind. In order to sustain the weight that's lost, to sustain the gains that you've made, you have to kind of search in yourself to say, what's going to take me into the journey of this being a lifetime of holistic wellness?
So, leading up to us sitting down and talking about working out, of course, was a huge part of nutrition, which I had struggled with for years. Like a lot of women, I just won't eat as much. So as we age, we need so much more calculation behind it, right?
Yes.
And so can you share a little bit about the aging process and the diet?
So transitions are what we're going through universally, collectively, even with the pandemic, right? And so our bodies every 10 years go through a transition. And when you start to hit that mark of 40, there's things that go on with our bodies that make us feel like we're aliens, right?
Yes.
And so you have to meet yourself at that place, which means that measuring your food, measuring your output as far as cardiovascular activity, as far as your stress level is huge when you're going into this transition, perimenopause or menopause, because of our cortisol levels, right? Maintaining that homeostasis, that balance of your body, mind, body, and spirit plays a huge part. There's so much more than just the exercise.
And I had to find that out the hard way. Ouida's a stickler. She's a stickler about diet. And of course, diet, what you're eating and what you're drinking. I will admit I am a true woman that loves her wine. And I had to put everything in perspective, still working with that. I mean, it's a daily struggle. But you said something very important. You talked about stress. One of the things that I work with clients all the time is coping with stress, coping with anxiety, how to manage your stress better. And of course, I'm always suggesting exercise. Speak a little bit to the cortisol level, the hormone level, and the stress level for women as we age.
Yes. So as we know, food creates all of our hormones, and so we'll deal with estrogen, we'll deal with progesterone, and also there are other hormones that have a lot to do with how that comes together as far as your nutrition. So when your body is stressed out and your mind is stressed out, your body cannot process the way it needs to process because your cortisol, which is a hormone, is too high. And so I tell a lot of women that exercise a whole lot and they do just hard exercise all the time and they go, I can't lose weight. Well, let's look at your stress levels. Your stress levels are not only what you feel, it's what you do. So if you are always going, you're not getting enough rest, you're not allowing your mind to sit and rest, your body cannot facilitate the necessary things that are needed in order to meet your goals, your body composition goals and your life goals. You're always climbing uphill. And so hormones in this particular part, just like with teenagers, plays a vital role in being able to hit the goals.
So it's interesting that you were saying about the whole stress, cortisol, and quiet in the mind. One of the things that you're also very versed in is meditation. One of the things I had to learn working with you and just period over the years, because being a mother and a therapist and a wife, I was always on the go. And I wasn't getting enough sleep. But I realized I couldn't go to sleep through my own professional training to shut my brain off. So tell us a little bit about your meditation and how it is. Tell us about your journey with meditation. Because the thing that I think is so interesting with a lot of my clients is they will complain and say, well, Dr. Tori, I tried to do it for 3 minutes. I tried to do it for 20 minutes. And I'm like, it's not about 2 minutes. Use an app. Find something. I think we struggle greatly in society with slowing down, period. So the thought of meditation is a turn off initially for a lot of people. So share your journey as to how you have evolved in meditation.
Speaking of quieting the mind, I've always had racy mind thoughts that just come and go. And there's some of those thoughts, and this has been 10 years in the making, that I would grab onto and it would become my reality. And then it would control my emotions. You just kind of get caught up in it and not wanting to. It's like, I don't want to do this. And so when I was with a therapist, she suggested meditation. And like I said, this was 10 years ago. And I thought to myself, I said, I felt like I was doing meditation because I pray. I get up in the morning and I pray. And then it dawned on me that prayer is where you're having this conversation with your Creator. And then meditation is where you receive answers. Getting the mind to get still is hard. And so I found in my practice that I had to start with walking meditation, movement meditation, because I'm a person who wants to move.
Right.
And walking meditation helped me to create space in my mind to be able to then sit and meditate. And mantras, I use mantras. I was a big follower of Deepak Chopra. And when I got certified with Reiki, because in order to be a Reiki master, meditation is one of the things along with food that you have to understand for the soul. The mantras also helped me to be able to sit in meditation for an extended period of time. And then as I mature in my meditation, because I'm right now getting my master's in meditation, I'm still learning so many new things about myself that I can rely upon with myself to help me not to be so stressed.
And that's an excellent point. Even in my own journey with meditation, I'm nowhere where Ouida is, even as a therapist. We're always talking about meditation, but for me, learning to quiet myself, but also to be able to cope with what I hear inside myself. And I do the same thing too. A lot of times when I'm doing my walks, I have on a meditation app, and it just makes the walk go faster. But also when I'm done, I'm so refreshed and I'm so resolved in some things. When you talk about Reiki, tell me how you pair the Reiki with everything else that you're doing.
Yeah, so Reiki with what I do, how I have brought it in for women, is to be able to allow your body and mind to relax. So let me use an example of how I use it. I have some clients who they work out, but they still, at the end, they go, I feel better. But I can tell that they still are getting ready to walk back into stress, whether it's work or home life or the kids or whatever. So they do the workout, but then I watch the transition of, okay, now it's time for me to get back on, get going. So at the end of a workout, I bring you down to the floor. We do floor exercises, and then I take you into meditation. Now, this is not a meditation to sit and meditate for 15 minutes or 10 minutes. This is a meditation to walk you through your body. It's called body scan meditation. It's either to get you to relax by focusing on different parts of your body, or it's to get you to breathe, because most people don't really breathe. It releases the tension, and it allows your body and mind to make that shift back to life without being in such a hurry. So that's just one example of how I use meditation and Reiki. I'm always sending Reiki, and so it's hard for me to explain Reiki. You have to experience Reiki. But it's like a massage, and it's energy. Energy
and
is
you
everywhere.
definitely feel it. Like the sessions that you've done with me, like I can actually feel the energy permeating through my body. It's amazing. I have a lot of people ask me, like, what is that? And I'm like, you just need to call Ouida. I can't explain it. You just need to call Ouida. Where would you start? Like, one of the things I want to help with this particular interview is to show people, like, where to begin. Right? So where would you suggest a woman who is dealing with hormonal changes, weight gain, stress to begin?
Simple, where they are. Say, start with your nutrition first and walking. Because with the nutrition, I start with an elimination diet. I eliminate foods that are really just not, you really don't need them. And we stick to the fruits and vegetables and very lean proteins. And that helps to get you to a point of understanding your food and your relationship with food. That's where I like to begin, because there's a lot of conversations that happen in that 10-day period. It's a 10-day elimination diet. Journaling. I think journaling is really, really good. I try to get some of my clients to journal before we start. And I say, take 7 days and journal when you wake, when you go to bed, what you ate, how did you feel? How did you feel at the end of the day? And then we take that 7-day journal and we start the elimination diet, and it gives me a real scope on the lifestyle and the needs of that particular person.
I agree with the journaling. Like, that's another tool that I also use whenever you're trying to figure out what you're doing in life. It's always good to have a record. It's always good to have something. Well, it's been a wonderful interview. Wonderful guest. I love her to death. Love her to death. Has helped me greatly. Again, if you all are in the Atlanta area, this business is virtual. But if you're in the Atlanta area, please reach out to her. In a few moments, we're going to give you her information so that you can contact her. But the main point of all of this that I'm very excited about is to just give some additional information as to what women can do when they're dealing with stress, when they're dealing with change in life. As we transition through life, there are different things we need to address so that we can continue to have quality of life. One thing that we did not discuss, I want to go over real quickly with you, Ouida. What supplements would you suggest for a woman who is trying to A, get stress under control, and B, maybe possibly balance her hormones?
Well, magnesium and functional female. I have a functional female that has ashwagandha in it, a number of very natural herbs that are comprised to help with helping the hormones to balance themselves. But yeah, and also with magnesium. Magnesium is really good for mind and body.
I take magnesium at night, at least 3-4 nights a week, and it helps with my sleep. It helps with me have a regular digestion. It's really, really excellent supplement to take. Lastly, we want to focus on the connection, and there is a great connection. In my work and in Ouida's work, we clearly see the mind-body connection, and it starts in the mind, and the body will follow. And so, if you are looking to reduce some stress, lose some weight, get your sexy back, whatever it is, get your libido back. We need to talk about libido, but that's a huge thing.
Functional female.
That's a huge thing as well. Please, if you need some guidance and some direction with your fitness, your nutrition, if you're interested in Reiki, please reach out to my girl. Ouida, please give us your handles.
Yes. You can go to my website, and that's Body by Ouida. I love working with women. I'm a women's advocate. Because we need to uphold each other. I welcome women, and I also do retreats. So that's another great place if you talk about starting and you want to meet women that are like-minded, especially 40 and older. My retreats are day retreats right now, and so I say it's a body holiday. And I encourage women, even if you've got to skip out on work, take that Friday off and say, hey, So we spend a full day together, and we leave enough time at the end that wherever you are, I usually try to do it at vineyards, that you can go and have a wine tasting, and the ladies just relax afterwards. But it's basically hiking, some type of cardio activity, classes with fitness, and then we take it down a notch to nutrition, have a great lunch that's maybe farm to table. We're able to talk about nutrition at that point, ask questions, answers, and then we go into a mode of how to reduce stress through Reiki and meditation. So it's a full day, and then the great thing about it is that women are getting together and we're laughing and having a great time.
Sounds good. Sign me up. I've been to one or two. They are fabulous, well put together, a great time to relax. I think we all need a little outside things to do now, especially with the pandemic shifting a little bit. But we all need something where we can connect and come together. Just have a good time. Well, that's it. That's a wrap. Thank you so much for joining me. For Mental Health Awareness Month, I will be doing a couple of other posts as well. But I'm so glad that I was able to do this one because I feel like it was very informative, offering a lot of information. And I look forward to seeing you guys. You can reach me at drtorre.org. That's drtorre.org. You can also reach me at IG at drtorre8 and Tori Prothro-Wiley at Facebook. You guys have a wonderful Sunday. Thank you.